Henry and I have done this composition workshop with the Flagstaff Symphony, Flagstaff Unified School District. We've done it around the state with everybody from second graders to senior citizens. The Prescott Unified School District is really always open to incorporating art and teaching across the curriculum and in the different disciplines, field trips, and also their slogan is every child, every day. And so this is a great way for every child to have an active, meaningful, authentic connection to the compositional process. Now, what we've also done is added what we call place-based learning. And that's when students will take a concept, they'll learn about it, they'll go out and do a field trip and they'll experience it. You'll see that they've taken all this knowledge and they put themselves into it, and it's an emotional craft. It's a piece of art. So in order to do the field trip, we worked with Sarah Vincent and her team over at the Highlands Center for Natural History, and they've always been into collaboration as well. So the kids went out there to do their field trip. When we got back to Lincoln some time later, we started in the music classroom, and the teacher was very kind to turn her days over to us to work on teaching the kids the elements of music. We talked about the instruments of the orchestra, got kids interested in certain sounds and kind of motivated them to realize, I could actually play that instrument starting in 5th grade if I wanted to. These 2 second grade classes were very interesting. They didn't really come out with a story. They're more what they call a tone poem or tone paintings. They really use the orchestra to craft a moment in nature. After the music classes, we went into their actual homeroom classes, and we continued to work on their image of it. In one of the classes, actually, as we started talking about how the different elements of music are used to create an emotional experience in an audience, I said, well, can you guys give me just an emotion that you have? And one of them said, loneliness, to which several other kids in the classroom went, oh, yeah. So we went with loneliness, and we used those elements of music to really bring that to life. And I mean, there's sort of a time element of the piece that they used, and certainly they used the dynamics, and they used how they shaped the melody. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about this. That was exciting to work with the kids. What we take from that is a draft, and then Henry and we're both taking notes during the whole time with the students to be sure that we capture what they wanted. And then when we get out of the classroom, we expand the orchestration. We fill out the orchestration. In other words, for instance, they wanted some bird sounds, and so what do you think about that? Well, it needs more bird sounds. Cool. When I get home, I'm going to add more bird sounds for you. High or low? What kind? I take those notes, I add them in. One of the things that I think really blows the kids' mind, and it also is very gratifying for me to bring to them because the orchestra is my language. And so as they are writing the piece, Henry is composing, he's entering it on his computer and his keyboard, writing these notes and the different instrumentations, because we've already talked about the groups of instruments. And we have the score, which is all the lines of all the different instruments that a conductor would see at one time. It's projected on a very large screen. And we're able to, zoom in on the flute part, or show them how many people are playing at the same time. And then they can see Henry entering all the little dots of music. And they've been working with these dots, in a very specific way, the symbols of music in their classrooms, and they're second graders, so it hasn't been that much. And so they get to see, oh, that's how it looks, and that's how it sounds in the greater scheme of things. Of course, we have this incredible community with Arizona Philharmonic, and we're collaborating with Prescott Unified School District. And the coolest thing is that the very first concert of our collaboration has these 2 beautiful pieces that the second graders wrote. You get to hear it live, like the world premiere. Arizona Philharmonic is making tickets available to the parents and the students, of course, and the teachers as well. My hope is that every single one of the students can come, because when we did it with the Flagstaff schools last year, and I spoke to the children afterwards, they're like, "We're famous," or "I was so shy," or "I was proud." So it'd just be beautiful to have everybody together to experience that moment in history.